Hey YouTube, TK here. Now in this video we've got a really lovely Mini City and also a return to another car which was a Toyota Starlet KP60 I believe. That actually featured very briefly in one of my previous videos, so we can get the fueling corrected in it. Because in the previous video we could get the timing sorted out in it, and I have since made some adjustments to it, so I'll go a little bit into further detail into that after in the outro section. But without further ado, let's get into it and see what sort of cars we're dealing with. This one here is next on my list. This is a lovely, lovely wee Mini City. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, I love these standard cars. Anyway, let's get into it. So this one's actually a non-runner at the moment. It's came on a trailer this morning. So I've got the spark plugs out. I'm going to check to make sure I've got the compression coming up. So cylinder 1, just as a reference to see how far up the distributor is. The customer has had the engine out of this and had the gearbox rebuilt, had obviously everything else tidied up. Looks great. So yeah, I'll get into getting this in the right position just to start it, and I'll do my usual checks, check the leads and yada yada yada. It will get a new set of plugs as well, because the usual. That one actually doesn't look too bad. So yeah, this is a 3 ohm coil, and it's got new, I've just put the new BP5 ES spark plugs in, gapped to 25 thousandths. So yeah, I've still got to check the leads, but the distributor's all sorted out. So I know what the firing order's doing there. So yeah. So yeah, just checking the leads out, and we've got 9k ohm. Limit on these is 5, so I'll get a new set of leads onto this, which will be about 1.5 to 1.9 k ohms. New lead, 1.5 k ohms. Perfect. So as you can hear, it's running. The coil was around the right. The coil was reverse polarity, so sorted that out, and then basically with a new set of plugs, new leads. Flicked the key and it started straight away. Isn't a great sign, simply because it started with no choke. So there is something obviously going wrong with the fueling side of it. So that'll be addressed soon as I've gone through the timing. It either might be a mixture of too rich as an idle mixture and too advanced here, and that may have been why it started so easily with no choke. So anyway, let's get into it and go through it. So I've just had to reset the throttle cable because it was a little bit too tight, just so I could bring the idle down a wee bit. Also leaned out the mixture, 3 full turns. So just to show you, I did find that the spark plug gap was at 20 thousandths. So I've actually reduced it down to about 12 thou, and this is what I've now got. So every now and then it does jump, so I can get that a little bit less. As you can see, it just jumped there. So there's a couple of things that can cause that, but I mean at the moment we've gone back up to 71. So yeah, it's changing a wee bit. I can reduce that down. I just saw the gauge went 23 and 40. So yeah, I think this distributor is actually worn. So I'll recommend replacing that at realistically we should be replacing that now, but I mean it's going to be drivable for them at least in the meantime. I'll make sure the timing's right, get that dialed in, and I'll make some recommendations from there basically. Right, so I've sorted out the ignition timing. I ended up getting, obviously as you can see, 55 degrees of total ignition timing with the vacuum connected. Had 10 at idle. So you can see it's quite a ramp up there, so I'm really happy with this. I probably wouldn't want any more than this, but yeah, anyway, as you can see I've got the gas analyzer hooked up, so I'll now go through the fueling side of it and get this guy done. Just needs a needle change straight away. As suspected, the typical ADE needle, which is far too lean. Going to put a new spring in it too because it's shrunk a little bit. So I have put an AAE needle in this. As you can see, I've just connected up the gas analyzer just to show why it's important to baseline after every needle change. So as soon as this decides to do its thing, there's usually always some adjustment required, and that's why baselining is incredibly important. Yeah, see? There's obviously other methods you can use to baseline your fuel mixture. Darren Haines, again, for the millionth time, has this fantastic video on how to baseline. Lots of different methods here, so yeah, go and check his video out. He's got a huge series on them. Sorry, I'm just arguing with this carburetor here. It seems to be going backwards and forth on a very fine adjustment, so might just try something really quick. Right, the other way. There you go. It's going to be a lot more stable now. Any minute now. Wanted about 13.8, 14. Obviously it's wandering around a wee bit, can indicate a couple of different things. If I can get it to go into the 14/13.8, it's a hell of an adjustment. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, see, it's probably playing that throttle shaft, so if I just wiggle the end of that, just see what it's going to do. Right. Yeah, there's a wee bit on it, not a great deal. So anyway, as I said, we've got an AAE needle in this, so I'll just go through the rev range and see what we've got. Under 5,000 RPM, so obviously AAE is still too lean. So on to the next one, and that's also with a new spring. Right, after a lot of trial and error and several needles, everything, first three needle options I used had gone quite lean quite early on. I ended up going to an AAB needle just to try and put the fire out. So basically one stage in my kit away from an AA. Oh, you know, the AAA. So I ended up going with an AAR needle, which I've used in the past, and this is what I've got now. Just see it just starts getting lean around the 4.5 to 5,000 mark. So I'll just modify that needle, do the top fuel in on that, and that should be it. So just on the needle lathe and just modifying for the 4,500 through to top end. just to give it the right dimensions basically, but I'll go ahead, refit this back into the car and recheck what's going on. Right, so this is what I've got just from modifying the needle. So let's go up through the rev range and see what we got. So obviously 2000, 3000 is looking quite consistent too. Looking really good. I might just add a little bit more to the very top end of that, just because it is going a little bit on the lean side for this ignition system. Just as soon as it's going around the 14.715, the 3 ohm systems don't generally tend to like it that much. Some can handle it depending on the condition of the engine. This one probably can handle it because this one's wanting a lot of fuel. So yeah, we'll see if we can just add a little bit more to that and go from there. You can see that that mixture's kind of floating around all over the show. So yeah, there's obviously something still not quite right in the system. The carburetor probably needs to be reconditioned, but going to be way better than what it was when it came in. So I've got that all sorted out. The dampener oil ended up being 10 weight. Just to show you with the air filter on that I still have nice AFR reading, even right throughout the rev range as well. So this one is all done. So I've just been out for a drive in this wee city, and just to show you, nice and clean, exactly what you'd expect. So we've all seen this car before in one of my previous videos. The customers finally decided to bring it back after sorting out the manifold that was loose. Also put a wee bit of bracing in here just to stop it from moving around. So my job today is just to quickly recheck the ignition system, make sure that's exactly where I left it. It should be. It's basically gone home and come back, and then to get these all dialed in. So let's get into it. Right, so what I've done is I've gone through and reset the tappets. Nice and easy on this. This does have an upgraded camshaft, so I actually rung the outfit who the cam had been purchased off years ago and got the specs off him. So you set that up. I've balanced the carbs. I've set the idle mixture. I've got the gas analyzer in it at the moment. You can see got basically a nice readout there. It's probably as clean as I want it to go. Just obviously happy, nice idle mixture. Top end was actually 34. I hit the button a little bit too much there. Obviously you can see I've got it at about just over 1000 RPM. But what I'll do now is I'll just go through the rev range. It's stationary, and just see what it's doing. I will get the air filters back on there once I've done the rest of my tuning. Stationary, obviously, once I go take it for a road test with the mobile kit in it. So this is the stationary kit. I've got a mobile kit as well, so I'll put that in the car, take it for a blast up the road, and make sure that part throttle cruising's all right. Obviously, with this setup, because it's got no vacuum advance, it's not going to be terrific. But yeah, we'll see what it's like. But this is so far been pretty straightforward. The front carb, or these carbs, are actually miles out of balance. This one was sucking way more than the back one, so yeah, obviously I've got that all sorted out. It still sounds a little bit fluttery, but I'm thinking that's because of the idle as well, and also probably because of the cam. But again, I'm happy with the advanced curve on it. It's exactly where I'd set it to. But yeah, obviously just the next piece, which is just sorting out these. So at the moment I'm cruising at 50 kilometers an hour at 2000 RPM, and you can see that that is just super rich. So I'm going to suggest that we go down. There we go. There was a lean spot when I came onto the accelerator. Under load. Yeah. So it's got some things that can be improved. So unfortunately I didn't get to show you all the process into this particular tune, because it was so long-winded that spending more time on the camera would have cost me probably another 2 or 3 hours. So I'll just quickly explain to what I've done. Now, what I found, it was going lean on acceleration, down low. So what I thought I could see was 30mm chokes were actually 32. So obviously it was just getting too much air too soon, and then the jets were all wrong as well. So hence why the fueling was here, there, and everywhere. So obviously I've gone back down to the 30mm chokes. I've had to take so much fuel out of this to correct it, because obviously it was basically flat as a pancake, well past bore wash. At like one point we had like 10.9 to 11 AFR, so it was just absolutely disgusting. So it's been a nice simple kind of process, just long drawn. So yeah, it has taken a wee bit of time, unfortunately. Obviously not a lot of camera time with how busy we've been. The customer's about to come and collect it. I'm really happy with it. I'll quickly show you the graph that I've done up for the AFR run through. So just to show you the differences, because yeah, it's quite substantial. Now obviously there are some bits and pieces there that I could have changed, but this is what we've got now. So this is the first run through, where it starts off nice and clean at 14.2-ish, and then basically just dropped down to, that's basically how it went the entire way, and that's what we were running to start with. Now this is what we've got now. So that's 1500 and 2000, so probably a little bit leaner than what I'd like through there, but it's it's not too lean. It's basically bang on the money for that ignition system. But obviously then we get to 3000 RPM and it's 12.9. Now that's a little bit too rich for my liking, but I can spend hours and hours on this. I already have, so how far do you really want to go? And then obviously at 4000, 5000 it starts climbing up, and under this range here was under hard acceleration. So obviously it didn't go lean, and it didn't go bleh. So yeah, under heavy acceleration, the richest I got was 12.6. So I'm really happy with this. But yeah, obviously having a cam in it's also affected it. Now if we go over to what it's now got, now obviously you'll see here I've got 200 air correctors. I have already suggested to the customer about changing these out to probably some 180s, just to see how much of an effect that's going to have. But as I say, I'm really happy with the tune. Obviously by the time you spend money on chokes and jets and air correctors and emulsion tubes and this, that and everything else, the bill does get up there. So I've just asked him to take it and try it, see what he thinks. The pump jets in at a 35s, so they could be, I could probably dial those back a wee bit to the 33s. But yeah, I'll get him to take it and try it. I'm really happy with it, but yeah, it's just a matter of cost and time, really. As I say, I could spend hours on this. Sweet, so here's Milty, the owner of the wee Starlet. He's been out for a spin in it. What do you think?
Very nice, very nice. Nice and responsive. Well, he turns on like a dream. I don't think it's ever turned on that nice and idled that nice before. Just sitting there, chortling away. I don't have to baby it before I was sitting there just giving it a feather every now and again. Even a nerve, I stopped feathering it and then had to start feathering. I realised I didn't need to feather it once I fixed the vacuum leaks. And I was still feathering it, just,
yeah,
like on and off like this. I don't know, it got annoying, and then instant I got on that, it was like so nice, so steady that I didn't even feel the need to feather it. So it's very nice.
Nice, yeah,
and yeah,
cool.
Nice to drive, definitely. It feels good. It feels better. It's hard to describe because I don't think I have the fine I don't have the fine skills to describe exactly what's going on, but
Yeah.
it genuinely feels better.
Yeah. Oh, nice. No, that's easy. Obviously, there's a couple of recommendations I've got for you, like those air correctors to be changed out eventually, and I mean, we could always have a look at those idle jets just to bring that mixture jets down a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon when it comes in for a tune-up eventually again.
Yeah. In a year when we go to recheck it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it depends on how much you use it as well. So, and how much of a
once a year, you know, daily.
Yeah.
Nah.
That.
I try to use it once a week.
Yeah.
It's not always.
Well,
the
that's
case.
more than most.
Sometimes it's like, oh, I've got spent 3 months in Southland and haven't touched it.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry, but your fuel's bad now.
And that's a lot of that's another thing a lot of customers don't understand as well, is fuel going off.
Yeah.
It starts to go off after 30 days anyway. So yeah, obviously you know that it's that fuel doesn't last forever.
I only know because you've told me.
That's it. Shh. Hey, nah, easy as. No, well, yeah, go and drive it and enjoy it now, Milty.
Yeah, sure will. Thank you.
No worries. Now, I'll just add in here, now, with the Toyota Starlet, I did actually knock the ignition timing back just a few degrees, mainly because the size of the engine was one of them. The ignition curve was okay. I was happy with that, but yeah, obviously that top end was just a little bit too much, so dialed that back. But yeah, Milty had brought the Starlet back to me after picking it up. He did have some feedback for me, which was absolutely fine. I appreciate feedback. He did say at about 3,000 RPM in third gear. So the graph that I show was actually in fourth gear, so it does give you some slightly different readings. So yeah, in third gear at 3,000, it was hesitating ever so slightly. You could feel it through the car, and that's usually a fairly good indication of a lean miss. Now, obviously, with the idle jets being as close to 14, 14.6, 14.2, what I decided was I was going to drill the jets out just a little bit, just to bring that mixture a little bit richer. There's a couple of reasons for that. One being, obviously, if the mixture was just too lean, the ignition system might not have been able to handle it. But the other thing is, obviously, with that cam, the cam could have just been coming on at that point as well, and it could have been causing all sorts of pressure differences in the cylinders. So obviously, a little bit of a richer mix, the ignition system will be able to handle firing that off. So yeah, I did actually drill the jets out by 1.5 thousandths of an inch. So I think that translates to 0.039999 millimeters. So yeah, not a great amount was required to actually correct that. It was a really quick, just take the idle jets out, give them a drill out, and then throw them back in, get him to take it away, see what he thought, and yeah, he instantly said it had improved. So I'm glad we got that one dialed in. Obviously, there's still some air correctors to do on it in the future. Not absolutely crucial for how he drives it, and obviously with those readings that we were getting as well. So again, thank you, Milty, for bringing that one in, and also thank you for the customer who brought the Mini in as well. I'm going to wrap this video up here, but before I do, I've got some other details. I have just finished AC Dodd's second course regarding distributor curving. So over the last 6 months, I've actually made myself a machine off basically his design that's been improved through Darren Haines and Phil Huggett. Sorry if I've butchered anyone's names there. But so yeah, now there's 4 of us, including AC, that are trained to recurve distributors. So obviously, this means a great deal for the wider community, for not just for minis, for basically anything else. So if I can fit a distributor into my machine, I can recurve it. So obviously, I can correct some terrible ignition curves, and obviously that'll optimize power and performance You know, obviously, it'll certainly make the car get up and go. But yeah, so obviously if anyone's wanting that sort of service done, please let me know. I'm going to start supplying distributors myself as AC Dodd spec fast road curves. So I'll have those out soon. What I'll probably be doing is taking the first lot. I've probably got 3 with me once I'm done. They'll be going with me on the road to the North Island in a couple of weeks for my tuning trip up there. So if anyone needs a distributor while I'm on that trip, they'll be getting some of the first fast road curves done by myself. There will be obviously more in the future, so don't stress if you don't get one this time. Or if someone's actually wanting their own distributor recurved, you can send it to me by all means. Obviously there is a cost involved, I'm not doing them for free. But yeah, just send me a message on Facebook, just get in touch, we'll get it sorted for you. It's nice and easy. Well, I say it's nice and easy, there's a massive amount of calculations and a science behind it, but that's for me to know, and obviously provide the service to you. So yeah, but without saying much more, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and obviously I'm doing not just SU carburetors, so I've actually got a couple of other cars coming up in the next video as well, but nothing strenuous. I've actually just been playing around with another Toyota Starlet, a TA23 1976 with Chinese Webers. So that's been a battle. I haven't got any footage on that, so unfortunately you won't see that too much in the next video. But obviously, this time I'm going to wrap it up. Otherwise, I could keep waffling on forever. But please like, share, subscribe, comment, please, if you will. I'll answer any questions that you may have, and we'll see you all in the next one.